Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the High Level Release Radar, where we sit down with high level team members to talk about their new releases. And today I'm excited to be joined by Alicia Pagano. She is the Director of Certification here at High Level. And we are going to talk about something brand new, something we've never had before, something we've been talking about for years, which is official high level certifications. Alicia, it's out.
Let's
We've unleashed the
go.
beast. Yeah.
6 months of work in the making, and Level Up Day happens. 250 plus new features. It's like, okay, sorry guys, some of the UI might already be outdated, but
Mm.
the concept still remains the same through and through. Capture, nurture, close, the story of high level of how can you use just core features to get started. And that's really what this all evolved from is how can everybody have the same level playing field, and what does it actually mean to be a high level expert? You
Mm.
have all these self proclaimed specialists and the DMs that you get the minute you join the Facebook group. It's hard to know, especially as we've gotten so big, who's valid, who are these big players. And now we're going to finally solve for that. And we're going to have this master directory of those high level power users, those high level specialists. Think of this as your blue check mark
Mm.
without needing to give Zuck any more attention or any more attention to Meta.
I love it. So this is so important, right? Because as the community grows and high level has been growing exponentially, as we all know, it is hard to know where to go for support and who you can trust and things like that. And so while there are lots of great certifications that have been created by the community, this is the first one that we're really putting our stamp on. And we do want to have a directory that people can go to and filter. And it's going to go in a lot of different directions. But before we go there, talk to me a little bit about, because I know this was a huge challenge, right? High level as a platform is so vast that I don't think there are any one of us on the team that knows the app in its entirety anymore. So it's like, how do you create a certification for something that's impossible to master every nook and cranny? Where did you guys fall as far as what this first certification is?
We fell many times. What's saying fall 7 times, get up 8. So like I said, 6 months worth of work on this. There was a lot of changing and shifting of the concepts. And it's just exactly that. How do you teach everything when it's impossible to know everything? What this really teaches everybody, it's starting everybody at that same foundational, that same starting line of can you navigate through high level? Do you know what this button does and what the complications, the ramifications, consequences are for touching it, toggling it on? Is it on by default? Did I do something? Oh my God, right? Now you're second guessing everything. We don't want that. It can be very overwhelming. So we're giving you this non-technical run through of this is what high level can do. And as you know, high level can do basically everything, right? But this is really to show what core features can be paired with what other core features. And then using those programs that you have seen tirelessly throughout, 5-day challenge, the SaaS Local Hero Playbook, we're giving you countless blueprints. But if you don't know how to get started or you don't understand the fundamentals behind these products and what these features really mean, you're going to be lost in the sauce and you're going to be standing in your own way. And I think that one of the best things that this does is this levels that playing field of like, if you get these basic concepts of capture, nurture, and close, using the native high level features of creating that lead capturing magnet? Are you turning on all those essentials? What is essential? We're really creating that natural environment for things to happen and fall into place, and you're not having to reinvent the wheel. The biggest thing I will say is that you have to get your own ego out of the way in terms of understanding you may be doing too much or not enough. And this is really to create that environment. And this is what I really love most is that private community now. Those
Mm.
conversations happening of, I didn't realize I was overcomplicating it, or I didn't realize that feature now did this because 3 years ago it didn't.
Right.
So now we're having that and you're seeing it. We're forcing people out of their comfort zones to say now high level truly is all encompassing. Can you send out now a native high level calendar link, not your Zoom link, not your Google
Mhm.
Meets link? Can you embed that in? And now we've made it even easier. And I think that's really the coolest part is that as the standards change, we're really putting the power behind our users to force that change and be the
Yeah.
leaders and pioneers of that industry. That's huge.
I love that because a lot of us do fall into sort of patterns or routines or whatever where we use high level specifically for something and we've been doing that for 2 years and we don't really explore other areas, and I think this is going to push people into things like, you know what, I never did replace my Calendly calendar with high level. Why? That's stupid. I should have done that years ago. I better do it now because I'm going to be tested on it. So talk to me about where this is going, because that's what I think is most exciting, right? We've got this like base level test, but where do we actually want to go with this program?
That's the coolest part of it, right? Is there's so many ways that we can go with this. And right now, we're making sure everybody is starting, like I said, at that same lane. Does everybody have the same core concepts handled, mastered, and moving on? Because from there, you're going to be able to hang all these additional skill set badges off of this main badge. So think of it as now this is your college placement exam. We know you can get into college, we know that you know the core fundamentals to get into these classes, but where do you want to go? Maybe you are the front end expert and not the back end expert. Maybe you're the agency setup, but not the sub account setup. You'll be able to carve out those paths and have those skills badges to really show your agency as a whole what your team members can do. So while this is an individual badge that you earn, you are still representing an agency component to a degree, right? Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. But if you have X amount of team members under your belt and you've got all of your team members now in this directory, you're saying you're covering the gamut of high level. You are thus reinforcing not one person can know it all, but you've got that team. You've got this well rounded team. And Stephanie from Extendedly said it beautifully. She has it up actually on our landing page. Put your money where your mouse is. If you really are that expert, put your money where your mouse is. And I
So
loved it because at the summit, people were coming up to me and whispering, "Oh, what does Extendedly think of this?" And I'm happy to have Extendedly. They were in our beta tester program for this. They were in on the ground level with us alongside everyday users. Shout out to our good friend Cody Quick as well, who really sold the single agency side of it, where she has this more organic environment, but she still holds her well-rounded team. And now she has to raise the standards that she holds her own internal teams accounted for. And I
hmm.
think to me, that's the coolest thing, is that we're raising those standards. And one of the biggest questions we ask all of our beta users is, how does this translate to what you're actually doing? And they're like, it's more in depth than what we're doing, and I'm going to be changing my plans. And I
Sure.
think coolest thing, anybody that's been at high level long enough knows we listen to our users, and we're doing this for our users. We want our users to succeed. We want to keep everybody informed, and we're dependent on you guys to be vocal, right? To get us there. What's happening in your world? We're just trying to get it out there at scale to help everybody at that point.
So the end result of where this is going, which I think is so exciting, is a directory where I can not only find people that I know have a general understanding of high level, but I could actually say, okay, show me somebody who's high level certified, but also has a workflow badge because I need somebody to build a workflow for me, or somebody
Yeah.
that is an email expert who has the email badge. That I think is going to be so cool because, like I said, a lot of us specialize in certain areas of high level and other areas aren't really as relevant to us. But as long as we can pass the basic test, we can then get certified in our specialty and attract customers that are looking for specialists for that specific thing, right?
And the networking now of this is huge, and it's happening more in this organic environment. We've got this private community. The minute you sign up for the program, you get right admitted to our private community that we've got built out. We're just shy of 100 users in our first week, and I think that's absolutely huge, right?
Nice.
So all of these like-minded people cheering each other on. We've had 2 people complete part A of the final exam. The live proctor comes next. So we're going to be getting certified people as early as next week, 2 weeks in. And I know a lot of people are saying, what can we expect from this? Like with anything else with high level, you can expect whatever you put in, you're going to get out tenfold. If you put in the effort, you're going to get out immaculate effort. If you put in just the bare bones, you're going to get just the bare bones, right?
Well, that's
So
what I love about it. It's not a cakewalk, right? I think some people that are legit high levelers was like, whoa, actually, I need to go study up on a few areas here because I don't actually know the answer to that, which is
yeah.
awesome. And it is serious, right? So let's talk about that. There's a cost to it, right? This is a commitment. It's not a cakewalk, pie in the sky badge. This is real deal. So first of all, where can
So
someone go if they want to get certified? What can they expect to pay? What are the details?
yeah, absolutely. So if you go right to gohighlevel.com/certifications, certification with an S at the end, that'll pop you up to our landing page. And we talk about it's real people in real time having real conversations. That's the best part of it, right? It's $97 a month or $970 annually. So you save 2 months if you buy off for the year. Right away, you get admitted into that private community and you begin your lessons. The lessons are anywhere from 2 minutes to 15 minutes, I think, at max. We keep them very short. And that's one of the best things people have said they liked most in comparison to other programs that they've done is that the lessons are short. They make sense, they're not drawn out. We have timestamps in there. We've got a great little summary. And then we have a quick 3 to 5 question quiz right at the end of each lesson to make sure you're retaining that learning. You can go back. There's no consequences for getting it wrong. However, you have part A of your final exam, which is comprised of all of those questions that you've seen. So, again, paying attention makes sense. If you fail it, go back and rewatch it. Make sure you understand that question. Okay. And then at the end, like I said, you've got some version of 100 of those questions to pass for part A. Once you pass part A, congratulations, you get scheduled. And this is the coolest thing is our live proctor final exam. You're going to have to show an ID, right? If we are certifying Chase Buckner, we need to see you are in fact Chase Buckner. So you're going to
I
come
love it.
on and show us on camera who you are. We're going to give you a case study and you are going to have to build out this sub account and move this lead along for Dr. Bob. And you have 1 hour to do it. And the reason that time component is so special is because can you like really put your head down and muscle through? Absolutely. But if you truly know what you're doing, I think 32 minutes is the time to beat.
We've got a
Yeah.
record
So,
already. I
I
like
mean,
it.
it can be done. Our high level internal team members, I think, are hitting like 45, 50 minutes, but we're still doing it. But our users should be kicking our butts in this because they are building this day in and day out, right? So that hour is if you truly know what you're doing, that's nothing. But again, we're watching you, and that kind of puts the pressure on. So we've got the case study up on one screen. You're screen sharing the work as you're building it out, and we're just watching you, right?
That's
So
awesome.
we are verifying that Chase Buckner is the expert that he says that he is. And we are trying to cut out that noise of people emailing you, spamming you, DMing you, saying, I'm an expert. That's going to actually mean something now. And that is huge, right? Once you pass both of those sections, now you are in that badged private community. Think of it each time you earn a badge, you're now getting to rub elbows with those other like minds. And the more conversations you can have, the more changes you can really start to invoke here at high level and the way that users use our platform.
Well, and you'll
That's why
start
you
to
want
get
to get in.
customers too, right? Because once the directory's up, we're going to be sending people there. So we're literally going to be feeding you business. People are going to be looking for help, and this is our way. It's always been so difficult for us, right? Like I get this question all the time. Hey, I need help with this. Can you recommend someone? And I'm like, not really. There's so many people in our community that are amazing. It's hard to pick one person out. And so you're
Right.
sort of left on your own to go find help. Whereas now we're going to say, oh, just head to the directory. These are all certified by us. They passed the live proctor exam. So the people in the certification community are going to be fed business. This should be a revenue generating opportunity for you. But I'm also excited because I'm sure this is going to go beyond just that, right? Like I'm sure at our
It
summit
does.
next year, there's going to be something special going on for the certified.
I put it out. I was trying to get something generated this year for the summit, whether we hosted a webinar or an in-person session. And obviously, it's just the summit was so big and there was so much going on as it is. I know myself, I'm just recovering from a
Yeah,
week later. I know Chase, you're still catching up, but I think that there's so many great things that we can do that something will be happening with us at the summit next year in some capacity. But this is going to evolve into so much more, and I think that's really something to be so excited about in true skateboard high level fashion, right? We've got something with really great buckets in the air, and we just don't know which way it's going to go, and you guys really have the power to drive that, right? So
totally.
one of the best things that I know our support team is excited for is we've been, especially the last year or two, trying to really hone in on what are the use cases versus the edge cases. And high level users are great at pushing the platform to the utmost limits, right?
Absolutely.
And now this is going to really free up our support team to help with those true bugs and those true issues. And we'll say, you know what? No, that's more of an edge case. Talk to this and talk to those people in that space. And let's figure out how you can take your idea to that goal line, right? Get that to that finish line. And that's what I think is super exciting, right? So many people said, I didn't have anybody to teach me these things at HighLevel. I didn't have anybody. Nobody taught a lot of people at HighLevel how to figure out HighLevel. We did it. That's what we've done. That's what we're going to continue to do, is figure it out together, but in a way that makes sense. And we're really trying to seclude that noise so that it's all in one area, so it makes sense. And those ideas, we know who they're coming from. So HighLevel will be quicker to implement those ideas on the ideas board if we have
Mm.
15 certified members saying there's a need for it versus 50 people that we don't know are less than 3 months in.
Yeah.
Now you really have that power to evoke even more change. And that, again, I can't say enough good things about that excitement level.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think you nailed it on the head. True high level fashion. This is the skateboard version, and the community will no doubt help us guide it to wherever this is going to go. But I really think the sky's the limit, right? I've heard
Oh, yeah.
conversations about, hey, I'm a certified member and I want to go to this conference because it's in what I'm specialized in. Maybe we'll support you in that in some way. And so I think there's just so many cool places where this is going to go. I know we're going to have special events for the certified community at events like our
Yeah.
own summit, probably even our masterminds, any way that we can help promote the certified partners. And so I can't wait to see everybody go ahead and join it. The URL once again is gohighlevel.com/certifications, plural, correct?
Plural. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Any final thoughts before we head out?
Oh man, like I said, I'm just so excited. This is really the foundational badge. So there's so much we know we want to do with it, but y'all are in the driver's seat through and through. And this would be nothing without all of that chatter happening naturally in the background. So, as always, high levelers, we hear you, we're listening to you, we're out here changing the game, and it's something truly special. So, we've been a two-man team really just hammering this in. So thank you for all your patience and getting through all of this and the excitement, especially, right? We're going to continue to grow our team on this. We're going to have something out of the park for next year in person at the summit. Looking forward to having that growing community. And like I said, we're so close to hitting 100 users. I know by the time this airs, we're definitely going to crush it over the weekend. So thank you all for that. Let's keep the chat going in our private communities. Coolest part I don't think we mentioned is affiliate commission. 40%, right? So help yourself and help others. Be the mentor you wish that you had, and put your money where your mouth is.
All right. I love it. Thank you, Alicia, for hopping on with us. And again, if you're ready to become an officially certified high leveler, head to gohighlevel.com/certifications. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.